Everyone gets a hankerin for a hot dog now and then. Could you eat one every single day though? Maybe not, but Nancy Pelosi certainly can. Cravings can be hard to shake once they hit, and you can't really blame people for sticking to what they know and love. But could you eat the same thing every day, even if it was your favorite food? For a sizable amount of people, sticking to the same menu daily provides convenience. It eliminates the decision-making process, stabilizes your calorie count, and is generally easy to do. Still, eating a hot dog a day is impressive, even to those of us who like a routine. Just like many other Americans, politician Nancy Pelosi has a go-to favorite food. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, it was revealed that Pelosi downs a hot dog with relish and mustard every single day. Reporter Natalie Andrews shared the information on Twitter, to be met by a host of replies by users who were surprised by the revelation. CNN columnist Joe Filipovich wrote, "How is Nancy Pelosi still alive? The human body really is amazing." Another Twitter user was equally surprised, writing, "My mom tells me every hot dog I eat is a year off my life, so either one of them is lying or Nancy Pelosi is like God or something." Under the original post, commenters had a range of opinions. One user said, "Every day? Wow, I feel so much better about my occasional cravings." Another said, "People who eat the same thing every day are downright terrifying to me."
So don't mess with me.
Meanwhile, a number of other Twitter users were more shocked by Pelosi's choice of hot dog than the fact that she eats one every day. Sadly for Nancy Pelosi, eating a hot dog every day probably isn't a viable choice for daily consumption. After all, they've kind of got a shoddy rep for a reason. Dietitian and A4 Health co-founder Jenna Stangland spoke to Huffington Post last year about the potential health risks hot dogs can bring. She said, "The traditional ballpark dogs tend to be very high in sodium, which can contribute to high blood pressure." She explained that hot dogs are typically made of processed meat instead of 100% natural varieties. They also include nitrate and nitrite preservatives, which have been associated with a high risk of cancer and cardiovascular disease. Bearing that in mind, daily consumption of foods like hot dogs probably isn't such a great idea. It's worth mentioning, though, that Oscar Mayer stopped using these preservatives just a few years ago. The new recipe formulation was intended to provide Americans the backyard staple they love with reward rather than risk. At the time, Oscar Mayer marketing head Greg Guidotti said, "There are a few foods for kids out there, hot dogs, pizza, mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, that if you put them in front of kids, they would smile. But parents haven't felt as good about putting them in front of their kids." Perhaps hot dogs still aren't the best everyday choice, but the removal of these preservatives means it's a little safer to indulge every now and again. Nancy Pelosi must be pretty happy with that. Of course, Pelosi isn't the only famous person who enjoys a routine. For example, celebrity chef Martha Stewart has a particular beverage she drinks every morning. In a March 2021 Instagram video, Stewart revealed the green juice she downs daily, as well as its ingredients, including spinach, celery, herbs, ginger, and citrus. She explained,
"And I really believe in drinking green juice each and every day. And I've been doing it for year after year after year."
Cookbook author Ina Garten also has a repetitive morning time routine. In an interview with Bon Appetit, Garten revealed that every day she enjoys Dallas Brothers brand coffee mixed with milk. Her eating habits don't vary either, as she eats the same breakfast all year long. Produced by McCann's Irish Oatmeal, her once-a-day oatmeal is always mixed with salt. Garten said, "Most people don't do their oatmeal with salt, and I think that without it, it just tastes like wallpaper paste. Weird? Maybe, but hey, people like what they like."